Good evening, basketball fans. This is Lee Griesemer along with Jim Bales coming to you from the Arcola High School Gymnasium, where Tuscola, the top-seeded team, was just upended in the first ball game tonight by a real fired-up Arcola bunch by a score of 57-43. We'll be back on the pregame show after this word from Lancaster's Drugs. Well, Jim, I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you give a rundown on the tournament today.
All right, thank you, Lee. The regional over here at Arcola did start last Tuesday night, and the host club, the Arcola Purple Riders, played Arthur, and they came out on top by a 38-35 score. And according to all calculations, this was probably a mild surprise. I imagine in most cases, Arthur was probably seated a little bit ahead of Arcola, but of course you never know. So it was Arcola over Arthur by 3, 38-35 on Tuesday night, first night of the tournament. Last night, in the second night of the regional over here, in a real barn burner, Atwood, Hammond, Rajahs over the Bethany Mustangs, 85-82 in 3 overtimes, and never a more exciting basketball game, I don't think, than we had witnessed over here last night. Big 6'8" boy, Kurt Albright, scored 38 points and picked up 14 rebounds. So the Redskins will have their hands full tonight. So 85-82, Atwood, Hammond over Bethany in the first game last night. The second ball game was the Sullivan Redskins over Finley, 73-49, in tune-up for tonight's showdown with Atwood Hammond. So Sullivan over Finley, 73-49. And the first game tonight, starting at 7:30. Again, it was the Arcola Purple Riders here on their home court, pulling another upset, which most people again would call it an upset, as they beat the Tuscola Warriors 57-43. They led them practically the whole game, just simply outplayed them, Lee, and they were real fired up. The two guards for Arcola, John Fishel and Rick Fulham, played a real well of a ball game. So 57-43, Arcola over Tuscola.
It just appeared that Arcola won the ball game a little bit more than Tuscola did. They came out and played them even for a good share of the first half, and it came out the second half, and it was just all Arcola. They got a little bit of a lead, gradually extended that lead, and by the middle of the fourth quarter, for all practical purposes, unless Arcola simply folded, it was all over. And they didn't fold. They kept controlling the ball, taking the good shots, being fouled, hitting on the free throws, and like you said, they just simply outplayed Tuscola tonight. We'll return with the rest of the pregame show after this word from Lancaster. Between these two ball clubs, starting off with the records, Atwood Hammond has won 18 and lost 7. They've had a good year. They play in a little bit weaker conference than the Sullivan Redskins, but they have had a good year. Early in the season, won the Thanksgiving tournament at Melvin Sibley rather handily. Then in the conference tournament, they were runner-up to Cerro Gordo, and they played Cerro Gordo a good ball game in that tournament. Earlier in the year, Atwood Hammond did beat Cerro Gordo by 1 point. Then in the return regular season match, Cerro Gordo won without a whole lot of trouble. Sullivan, on the other hand, has a record of 7 wins and 6 losses. Now, I think this record is a little bit deceiving. I believe we're a better ball club than the record shows us to be. But as we've told you many times, it has been a tough luck season for the Sullivan Redskins as far as the injuries are concerned. Started off early in the season by losing a boy who had played regular the year before, played a little bit the year before as a regular for that matter. Doug Carnes, he was out the entire season after the opening moments of the third game with a knee injury. I was talking to Doug's dad just before the ball game, though, and he said the knee is really coming along. And, of course, it was tough on Doug to lose out on this season. But the real important thing is that knee is coming along, and he's going to have no more trouble with it in all likelihood. Then we had Randy Ryder. Highland was hurt a couple of ball games. He played, but his ankle was bothering him. And so then, of course, Hughes later on in the season. So we have had our share of injuries, more than our share, and I think the record is a little bit deceiving. As far as the size of the two teams, it's the same old story again. We're just outsized. You take a front line of 6'7", 6'5", and 6'2", with one of the guards, another boy 6'2", why, you can see very well with our tallest man, our tallest regular at any rate, Johnny Dean, standing at 6'2", why, we are very definitely outsized. Now they have another boy. We're not sure just exactly who's going to start, but they have a boy that came off the bench last night that's 6'2". So Atwood really has a lot of size. From John Dean, we go down from there. The remaining starters are around 5'10", 5'11", and it makes it a tough road to hoe whenever you're battling against kids 3 and 4 inches taller than you are. But we have one real fine jumper for a small boy in Tom Highland, so maybe we can hold him even on the boards. We hope so. The teams have left the court. They're going down for some last-moment instructions, so I would guess we're probably still maybe 3 or 4 minutes away from the start of this ball game. I might tell you a little bit about the two teams from the standpoint of their offense. Now, Atwood does depend a lot on Albright. As Jim mentioned, he got 38 points last night. They were from in close. He got several from the free throw line, but most of them were baskets as a result of lobs or offensive rebounds. He got a few offensive rebounds and put them back in. This Ruff does a real fine job of getting the ball to Albright at the right time. Now, Ruff, he's only averaging about 14, 15 points a ball game, but he does a lot of things out there. He does, and one of them is getting the ball to Albright at the right time. So this Quick is a good basketball player. He's tall, he's 6'5". He handles the ball sometimes for them on their offense. So he's a good ball player. The Rajas are not a run-and-gun outfit. Now, they play it slow, and with big kids like they have, they almost have to go slow with it. They move it around, they work for the percentage shot, and a lot of times they do get it. Now, Sullivan, on the other hand, Highland is our top scorer on the year. He's averaging just short of 19 points a ball game. The short time he played last night, I think he picked up 8 points. That brought his average down under 19 points. But he's a top scorer of all of our ball club. Lane is very capable of hitting from the outside, as he's shown in a number of games this year. And we may very well need that, because we go inside tonight, we're liable to get that ball knocked right down our throat. So I look for us to take that shot from the outside. Dean has given us an inside game. Since the holiday tournament at Effingham, we have had an inside game. Now, more so than we have had for the last couple of years. We get the ball inside to Dean, even against Albright. He's going to get his share of baskets. He took the ball right to Williams, and Williams is 6'7", and Albright, they have him listed as 6'8", but John took it right to Williams and beat him with it. So we do have an inside game now. All of our kids are good shooters. Ryder can hit from the outside. McDevitt played a good ball game last night, and I presume he's going to start the ball game tonight. So offensively, we measure up, and I think that we can get the job done tonight. Defensively, Atwood usually plays a 1-2-2 zone. Now, last night they did play some man-to-man. They played a box-and-one on Tony Rouse much of the second half. As a matter of fact, they shut Tony out that third quarter. I don't believe he scored the third quarter, not many the fourth quarter, and then he did pick up some in the overtime. But the box-and-one did do a job. They may have some thoughts of doing the same with Tom Highland tonight if Highland gets hot. And it wouldn't surprise me to see this very thing happen. Sullivan, on the other hand, prefers the man-to-man defense. But when we play the man-to-man, Coach Wagner says that we do get in foul trouble. And we can't afford that. We're just simply not that deep. So I'm not sure whether we'll go with the man-to-man or whether we'll go with the zone defense. We may play a little bit of both of them that first half just to see which does work the best. Now, we'll probably front Albright, because if he gets the ball, even as good a jumper as John Dean is, I question whether we can stop him. Well, listen, we'll be back with the starting lineups after this final word from Lancaster Drugs.
Lancaster Pharmacy.
Fans are all standing on the far side, and we're probably getting more noise from the Sullivan fans tonight than we've gotten all year. Sullivan's moved out on the court, waiting for Atwood to break from their huddle, until we are just moments away from the start of this basketball game. I look for it to be a real fine ball game. Dean will be jumping against Albright. The referees have moved out on the court. The boys are at center court, and we are ready for basketball. We'll see if Dean can pull a surprise on Albright. He did get the tip to McDevitt. That happened the first time up underneath to Dean. Dean puts it in the air. It's no good. Rebound comes off in the hands of Albright. Albright to Henderson, and Arnett now brings it up. He's got it closely by Randy Ryder. Ryder is playing some tough defense. He kicks the ball out of bounds. It's out of bounds Atwood. As one of the strategies for the Sullivan Redskins will be to really put the pressure on those guards, the point man, trying to keep that good pass away from Albright. Let's see. Henderson just charged Jeff Lane. Jeff had good position on him, and Henderson just put an elbow in Jeff's chest and knocked him down. Sullivan's basketball. Highland inbounds the ball, and Ryder takes it across the timeline. Way down court to Lane. The corner to Dean. Bowman works it around against that 1-2-2 zone defense. Ryder has it out the head of the key. He fires from a mile out. No good. Rebound comes out to Arnett. Randy Ryder picks him up as Arnett now holds up. He passes under to Albright. Albright lays it up good. Nice feed by Arnett. The ball comes into Tom Highland. Highland's being two-timed in the backcourt, but he's going to take it all away. He passes underneath to McDevitt. McDevitt lays it up, and he's fouled. Tom Highland did a beautiful job on offense there. He beat the press all by himself. John McDevitt, he found John underneath the basket, and John laid it up into heavy traffic, as a matter of fact. If you recall the ball game last night, McDevitt got the first 5 points, and one of them was on a basket just like that. We have 7 minutes and 10 seconds showing on the clock. It's a tie ball game as McDevitt breaks it. No, I call it a little bit quick. It looked good, but it went off to one side. Henderson has the ball, working against Lane. To Arnett. Arnett's handling the ball on the left wing. Now to Quick. Quick is looking inside. Now he passes it way out to Ruff. Ruff's going to drive for the lay-in. No good. Albright underneath good, as Albright is tough in there. Randy Ryder's having trouble in the backcourt. McDevitt takes the ball across. Way down the court to Highland. Highland makes a move, scoops that ball up. It's good. Beautiful move by Tom Highland. It's 4-4. Tie ball game. As Albright has it, now Ruff traveled with the ball, but Highland picked up the loose ball. Lane has it ahead of the key. Highland has it. The right wing back to Jeff Lane. Inside to Dean. Dean has that ball blocked by Albright. I believe he can take him if he'll just fake one time and go, Jim, because Albright leaves his feet on almost every fake. 4-4, tie ball game. Arnett has the ball for Atwood. Henderson passes into Ruff. Ruff lays it up good. A nice pass by Henderson. Sullivan has the ball. They're having trouble in the backcourt. Ryder's now bringing it down. John Dean way down court to Highland. Highland underneath to McDevitt. McDevitt laid it up good. Beautiful feed by Tom Highland as John McDevitt picked up the easy basket. It's 6-6, another tie ball game. Henderson has the ball. He passes to this side to Arnett. Arnett along the baseline to Quick, and Quick traveled with the basketball or charge, one of the two. All right, he did charge. Sullivan's ball. Lane will be the trigger man. He'll pass it into Randy Ryder. 6-6. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this first quarter of play as Ryder passes the left side to Lane. Lane the corner to Dean as there's a man in the lane too long. John McDevitt started across the lane, then backed out of there, but it took him too long. Arnett has the ball. He's a trigger man, passes in to Henderson. Mark Henderson, the 6'2 senior, brings it up across the timeline against Jeff Lane. He's now passes off to Arnett. Arnett into the free throw area. He fires, no good. Rebound underneath to Ruff. Ruff puts it up. It's no good, but he was fouled by John Dean. And this is the one thing that has concerned Coach Widener, that we might get in foul trouble. Of course, that's the first foul on Sullivan. Dean did pick it up as he tried to stop Ruff from underneath. Ruff, about 6'2", senior for Atwood, hits the first one. 7-6 in favor of Atwood Hammond. 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this first quarter of play as Ruff puts the second one. It's no good. Rebound is tipped out, picked up by Jeff Lane. Lane takes it across the timeline. He's looking to this side to Tom Highland. Along the baseline to Randy Ryder. Ryder with the ball above his head. Way back out to Highland. Highland to the left side to Lane. Lane along the baseline to McDevitt. McDevitt fires good. John McDivitt hits from along the baseline. It's an 8-7 ball game in favor of the Sullivan Redskins. Arnett, Ryder on Arnett. It goes into Ruff. Ruff puts it up from the free throw line. Good. He shot that over John McDivitt. And actually, John was playing some pretty good defense on him, but Ruff just simply hit it. 9-8 in favor of Atwood. Randy Ryder with the ball above his head to the left-hand side to Highland. Highland underneath to McDivitt. McDivitt goes up underneath and hits it. On another fine feed from Tom Highland. John McDivitt has picked up 8 points, as Sullivan has a total of 10. Henderson has the ball. Now to Arnett. It's stolen by Lane. It's a 2-on-1 break. Jeff Lane is having a little bit of trouble now. He did travel with the basketball. Jeff was having a little bit of trouble controlling that ball, and it got away from him to the point where he got in an extra step on it. The trigger man will be Henderson. He inbounds the ball to Arnett, and Arnett is working against Randy Ryder as he comes up court. 4 minutes to go. It's a tie game as Arnett goes down the right side to Albright. It goes into Quick. Quick almost has the ball knocked away. Now Henderson has it. Henderson passes into is stopped by John Dean. That's the second foul on John. Albright will be at the line shooting 2. 10-9 ball game in favor of the Redskins. Albright, who picked up 38 points last night, is on the line. He has a total of 4 points on the evening so far. He bounces the ball. He's eyeing the hoop. He puts it on its way. It is good. Nothing but the net. 10-10. As again, the score is tied for the 4th time in this opening quarter of play. Albright gets a second one. This one's on its way. It is also good. 11-10 in favor of Atwood Hammond. The ball comes in as Ryder brings it up now across the timeline. Atwood Hammond in a 1-2-2 zone. Lane, the corner to John Dean. Back to Lane. Lane back out to Ryder, to the right-hand side to Highland. Highland to Ryder. Ryder's looking. He fires from about 18. No good. Highland gets the ball. He puts it up good. And that's just a matter of being very strong because he was fouled as he put that ball up kind of sidearm. Actually, it was quite a shot. And he banked it in, putting Sullivan into the lead. Highland will be shooting 1. Tom's hitting on 84% from the line this year. He's hit 100 out of 119, 101 out of 120 as he adds to Sullivan's 1-point lead. It's 13-11 in favor of the Redskins as Arnett has it. He got away from Ryder. He's driving for the lay, and he's blocked by Dean. Picked up by Randy Ryder. He's a free throw area. He passes to Highland. Highland lays it up as there's goaltending, and Tom Highland had missed that shot, but there was goaltending. It's a good basket. 15-11 in favor of the Redskins as Atwood wants timeout.
The home of complete banking service is the First National Bank.
Atwood just scored as Ruff made a real fine individual effort going one-on-one and hit the lay-in. Dean has it in the corner. Back to Ryder. It's moved around. Highland fired from about 25 feet and hits. 17-13 as Tom Highland popped from a mile out. Quick is having trouble in the backcourt. Atwood's having trouble. Henderson's bringing it across. Now he's almost across the timeline. He gets it across to Quick. Quick with the ball above his head. He hands back out to Henderson. 17-13 Sullivan lead as Henderson backs in. He's working for the layup, puts it up. It's good. 17-15. Sullivan still leads by 2 as Randy Ryder brings it up slowly across the timeline to the left-hand side to Lane, along the baseline to Dean. Dean fires from that baseline. No good. Tom Highland goes high in the air, but he knocks it out of bounds. He got a hand on the ball, but he did knock it out of bounds. 17-15 in favor of Sullivan as Atwood has the ball. It goes to Ruff, and Ruff turns into Tom Highland, and the foul is called on Tom Highland. You do have to give the man room to turn, but Ruff turned and then ran into Tom, but it is a blocking foul, so it will still be Atwood's ball. Out of bounds, Quick. David Quick, the 6'5 senior, inbounds the ball to Henderson. Henderson is on Lane. He brings it across the timeline. He's backing in against Lane, and now he charged again. Henderson just now charged again as Lane got position. Again, there was no question about it. He just stuck an elbow in Jeff's stomach and charged over him. 17-15. Sullivan with the lead and with the basketball as Randy Ryder brings it up. To the left-hand side to Lane. Back out to Ryder. Highland has it along the baseline to McDivitt. McDivitt works himself in. Pops, hits from along the baseline. 19-15. As McDivitt picks up his 10th point of the evening, of the quarter, as a matter of fact. The ball is missed out, stolen by Sullivan's Randy Ryder. He's driving for the layup. It's no good, but McDivitt gets that rebound. He goes up for a shot, and he's fouled. John McDivitt will be at the line. If you wonder where this McDivitt's been at all year, he's been playing JV ball, and he just began to come into his own the last 4 or 5 ball games in JV. He played a real fine ball game the last home game against Warrensburg, and as a result, he's gotten a starting job, and he's doing a job out there. He's at the line. He's going to be shooting, too. It's 19-15 in favor of the Redskins as McDivitt is on the line. It's on its way. It's good. 20-15 as John McDivitt has 11 points. He gets a second one. He eyes the hoop, takes a deep breath, puts it on its way. It's long. Rebound, Tom Highland. Highland hit it. 22-15, a sensational shot by Tom Highland. As Ruff brings that ball across the timeline, now he's in trouble. He hands off to Henderson. Henderson's guarded closely by Lane. Henderson to Arnett on this side as Tom Highland steals the ball. He's driving for the solo. He lays it up. It is good. 24-15 as Tom Highland hits on the steal. 24-15, Sullivan leads with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the quarter as Atwood almost serves it away again. Arnett back to Quick. It goes way up. Atwood just threw it away. Henderson was trying to feed Ruff in the corner, and Ruff had no chance to get that basketball at all. 1:20 to go in the first quarter of play. Highland will be the trigger man. He inbounds the ball to Lane. To Randy Ryder as our quarterback brings the ball up across the timeline. To the left side to Jeff Lane. Lane back out to Ryder. To Highland. Inside to Dean. Along the baseline to McDivitt. McDivitt tries to pass that. All right, 3-second violation. McDivitt drove for the basket. He spotted Lane loose on the other side, but he was in the lane too long. Sullivan's pressing in the backcourt. Ruff has the basketball. Henderson is working. He's trying to get it across the timeline, and they almost took too long. Ruff has it now, and he backed in. He's having trouble with the ball, but he puts it up in the air good. Ruff hit it 24-17 in favor of Sullivan. 45 seconds to go as Coach Wagner signals one shot, and with Atwood in that 1-2-2 zone, it shouldn't be too much trouble to work the ball around for the one shot. Sullivan is running a weave out in front with Ryder, Lane, and Highland. Lane has it at this particular time, and it's 30 seconds to go. He's going to the corner to McDivitt, back to Lane to Highland, as Sullivan is just simply moving it around, and they're going to go for that last second shot. Atwood is pulled out a little bit. Highland has in the free throw area. The pass is a little bit too hard. Stolen by Arnett. Arnett passes to Henderson. Henderson travels with the ball. So Sullivan gets another chance after the turnover. The ball's a little bit wet, and so the official's coming over to dry it off. Sullivan has 10 seconds to work the ball for a last second shot, leading 24-17. The trigger man will be Randy. Now moves out on Sullivan. They pass it to Highland at the center court. Highland's driving. He's going up underneath to John Dean. Dean has the shot blocked. He gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. Highland tips left-handed, no good. And with 2 seconds to go, Atwood has it, but there's no chance for him to get a shot off. So the quarter ends. Sullivan 24, Atwood 17. We're ready for second quarter action as the Redskins move out to center court. Again, it will be John Dean jumping against Kurt Albright. Albright at 6'7" or 6'8", John Dean at 6'2". The officials moving into the center circle, ball's in the air, and Dean gets a tip again. That's 2 straight tips for John Dean over 6'7" Albright. Ryder has it to Lane, back to Ryder, to Highland. Highland's back to Ryder, to Lane. Sullivan's just moving the ball around. Highland now has it. He goes up from about 18. It's no good. Rebound, tipped, and it's Sullivan's basketball. Apparently the ball came off of Kurt Albright's hand as Highland is the trigger man. It goes way out to Lane. Lane fires from the head of the key. It's short as Albright gets the ball. 24-17 in favor of the Redskins as Quick brings the ball up across the timeline. Quick has moved out to a guard now as Jay is in the basketball game as there's a foul on McDivitt. Ruff scored, and the referee's giving him the basket. Ruff is pretty tough one-on-one, and he took McDivitt into the free throw area, and John did commit the foul. 24-19 in favor of the Redskins. As Ruff is at the line shooting one, it bounces no good as Tom Highland way up in the air for the ball. He's across the timeline. Now he holds up and passes back to Randy Ryder. Ryder to the right-hand side to Lane. It goes to Ryder as Sullivan is just moving the ball around the outside, and I wouldn't be surprised, but what Atwood's going to have to play some man-to-man. Lane has the ball now, back to Ryder. The corner to McDivitt, back to Ryder, to McDivitt, back to Randy Ryder. Lane out near center court. It goes to Tom Highland, to Randy Ryder. The corner, back to Ryder, inside to Lane. Lane just moves back out of there. He got it at the free throw line, but he just simply moved away. Back outside the defense. Tom Highland has it to Ryder. Moving it around as it looks to me like Sullivan just threw it away. John Dean broke for an open spot, and Randy threw it away. As low as Henderson has the ball working against. It goes into Albright. Albright lays it up good. As Atwood has pulled to within 3 points of the Redskins. Highland has the ball. It goes to Ryder, to Lane. The corner to Dean, to Lane, to Ryder. As Sullivan again is moving it around the outside as Ruff knocks the ball out of bounds. They were going to the corner with it, but Ruff knocked the ball out of bounds, and now the Sullivan Redskins wants a timeout, leading 24-21. Dean was fouled underneath on a rebound shot, so he's going to be getting two. He missed the shot, but he was fouled, so he's at the line shooting two. John's hitting 63% from the line, and he missed the first one. It was a little bit long. He gets a second one. 3-point Sullivan lead as Dean puts it on its way. 4-point lead as he zipped the second one. 25-21 Sullivan, as Sullivan is pressing in the backcourt. It goes into Ruff to the right-hand side to Henderson. Henderson passes the ball into Albright, and Albright misses it. It's tipped away. Now he picks up the loose ball and scores. 25-23, a 2-point Sullivan lead as the height of Atwood showed on that particular exchange. Highland has the ball to Ryder, to the left-hand side to Lane, the corner to Dean. Dean takes it into Albright, but he passes it back out to Ryder. Highland has it along the baseline to McDivitt. McDivitt fires. No good as Ruff comes off with the basketball. He hands off to Henderson, and Henderson brings it up across the timeline. He's backing in on Lane. He tries to pass into Albright. He does. To Jay. Back to Henderson. Henderson into Albright. Albright puts it in the air. High ball game. Randy Ryder brings it up across the timeline with a little over 5 minutes to go. Lane fires from the side. No good. Highland rebounds the ball, and he's fouled. Oh, Ruff can't believe it. Tom Highland's going to be at the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. He got that rebound, and Ruff had him on the wrist, so Tom will be shooting a 1-and-1. A chance to put the Redskins back out in the lead if he can convert on these. He eyes the hoop. It's on its way. It's good. 26-25 as Tom Highland hits the first of a 1-and-1. He puts the second one on its way. It's also good. 27-25 as Sullivan pulls back to a 2-point lead as Quick has the ball in the backcourt to Jay, who's in for Arnett. Henderson way up to Quick. Quick along the baseline now. He's looking for Albright inside. Dean is trying to front Albright as there's a foul, and let's see what the foul is. McDivitt, I believe, has the foul called on him, and it was away from play, so I don't know exactly what did happen. He was probably holding Ruff as Ruff attempted to break for the ball. Ruff's at the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. He's done a good job for Atwood so far tonight. The rebound, he misses the throw and comes off in the hands of John Dean. Randy Ryder brings it up, way up to Tom Highland. Highland's in the free throw area underneath to Dean. Dean puts it in the air, no good. Rebound comes off in the hands of Albright. As John Dean's having a little bit of trouble underneath, he's getting the shots, but they just simply aren't falling for him. Henderson has the ball. He passes the ball to Ruff. Ruff on McDivitt. He goes along the baseline, puts it in the air, good. And one man's going to have trouble holding Ruff down. Tom Highland has it. He's along the baseline. He's working underneath. Scoops it up left-handed. Beautiful shot by Tom Highland. 29-27 in favor of the Redskins. Pressure in the backcourt as Henderson brings it across against Lane. He passes it underneath to Albright, and Albright scores. 29-29. Again, it's a tie game as Randy Ryder brings the ball up across the timeline. Atwood is still in that 1-2-2 zone. It goes to corner to McDivitt and back to Lane. Ryder almost traveled with the ball. Lane has it. The corner to Tom Highland. Highland underneath to Dean. Dean goes up for a short jumper. He puts it in. 31-29 as Tom Highland picked up his 4th assist on the evening. Trouble in the backcourt for Atwood. They're still way in the backcourt, but now Henderson brings it across. He passes to the side to Quick. Quick goes up from about 15 foot, no good. Rebound Albright, knocked away by Tom Highland. Knocked back to Henderson. Henderson works himself in. He has the ball stolen by Randy Ryder. Ryder way ahead to Tom Highland, and Highland drives for the lay-in. It's good. 33-29 as Sullivan is really scrapping out there tonight, fans. Jay brings the ball across. He passes off to Henderson. Henderson drives the right baseline, way out to Quick as Quick. Quick go for the hoop, and a foul is called on Randy Ryder. To me, it looked like Randy probably had position, but that's a judgment call, and these officials have a tough job out there. Quick is at the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. That's the second foul, I believe, on Ryder. No, that's the first one on Randy. Okay. Quick is at the line. He's bouncing the ball. He's putting it on its way. It's good. 33-30 as David Quick picks up his first point of the evening. 6'5" boy for Atwood. He's a senior, as are all the first five. It's 33-31 as Quick hits the second one. Into the ball game comes Hall. And David Quick did sit down. Randy Ryder's bringing it up across the timeline with 2:50 to go in this first half of play. Ryder to the right-hand side to Highland. Highland back to Ryder. To the left-hand side to Lane. Lane to Ryder. To the right-hand side to Highland. Highland makes a move. He threw it away as McDivitt was going for the rebound, and Tom threw it where John had just been. Jay brings the ball, passes the ball in, and Hall has it. Now Jay has it. Hall, he's working against Ryder. He's got across. Now he does get across the timeline as Henderson now is working against Lane. Hall has it. Back out to Henderson. Henderson backs in, and Randy Ryder stole the ball, picked up by Lane. Way up to Randy Ryder. Ryder drives for the lay-in. It's good. Beautiful basketball by the Sullivan Redskins. It's 35-31 as Sullivan's pressing in the backcourt as Ruff is fouled by John McDivitt. John had position that time, Jim, but he held out his hands, and as a result had the foul called on him, and it was the right call. Ruff will be at the line. He's shooting 1-and-1. With 2 minutes to go in the first half of play, it's 35-31 in favor of the Redskins. Ruff so far tonight has a total of 13 points. You get a chance to add to that. Keith Hughes is coming into the ball game for McDivitt. McDivitt now has a total of 3 fouls, so the last 2 minutes of this first half, John's going to sit out, but I'll guarantee you he'll be in that second half. Ruff is at the line. He bounces the ball. He puts it in the air. It's nothing but the net. 35-32. Sullivan still with a 3-point lead. Ruff again hits. 35-33. As Randy Ryder brings the ball up across the timeline. Way down court to Lane. Lane inside to Highland. Highland along the baseline to Dean. Dean fires from the baseline, no good. As the rebound comes off in the hands of Ruff. And Ruff is pointing playing the wrong way. He tries to play and referee both, it appears. Tom Highland is the trigger man. It goes way out to Lane. Lane works the right-hand side, back out to Randy Ryder. Ryder fires from a mile out and hits. 37-33, as Sullivan now has a 4-point lead again. Now Arnett is back in the ball game for Atwood, and there's a foul on Arnett. Arnett committed the foul. He got by Ryder just a little bit, and he stuck an elbow in Randy's chest. 37-33. Sullivan with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Highland's going to be the trigger man. He inbounds the ball to Ryder, and Ryder just simply walks the ball slowly up court. 1 minute and a half. He's now across the timeline. He's looking the right-hand side to Highland. Highland works, and there's a charge on Tom Highland. Hey, Tom, don't do it, buddy. Tom laid that ball down again, and that's an automatic technical, but he did roll the ball toward the official, so it was okay. Out of bounds, rough. 1:30 to go in this first half of play as Sullivan's pressing man-to-man all over the court. Henderson has the ball in the backcourt. He's working against Lane. Now he gets the ball across the timeline to Hall. Hall almost loses the ball. Now he passed the ball to Ruff. Ruff fires from 18. It's no good. Rebound, John Dean, and Dean holds it up. Passes to Ryder, and with 1:10 to go, Sullivan has a 4-point lead. Highland inside to Hughes. Back out the head of the key to Ryder, and Ryder fires and hits. 30-33 as Randy Ryder hit from the head of the key, and there's a foul on Jeff Lane. Lane committed the foul on the pass-in, so we're walking the length of the court. And at the line, I believe it'll be Henderson, the 6'2" senior guard for Atwood. Let's see. Henderson has scored one basket so far tonight for a total of 2 points. He's bouncing the ball, eyeing the hoop. It's 39-33. He misses it as the rebound comes off to Richard Ruff, and Ruff works himself under for a lay-in. Nice offensive job by Ruff. He's picked up his 17th point of the evening, as he has really played a whale of a ball game. Sullivan's moving the ball around the outside of the defense now. It goes into Keith Hughes. Hughes goes up for a short jumper. Bounce is no good, but John Dean tips the ball in. 41-35 in favor of the Redskins. As Sullivan is pressing in the backcourt. Henderson gets the ball across finally. Ruff has the ball. He's working. He's going to go for the lay-in. He does. It's no good. He loses the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a jump ball. Okay, white ball. I'm sorry. It looked like Ruff lost that ball out of bounds, but apparently a Sullivan boy knocked it out of his hand. 6-point Sullivan lead as the ball goes into Jay. Jay into Albright, but Albright's too far from the hoop. He passes it into Ruff. Ruff is in traffic, and he traveled with the ball, but he's fouled by Lane. Jeff Lane picks up another foul. Lane now has a total of 2 fouls as Albright's going to be at the line. I thought it was Ruff handling the ball, but I'll get it right in a minute. Henderson is at the line. 41-35 with 20 seconds to go as it misses as Tom Highland comes off the ball. Tom slows it down, passes off to Ryder, and Sullivan with 10 seconds to go is going for one shot, which is fine, but I thought they were waiting too long. They pass the ball into Richard Ruff as Ruff has the ball with 2 seconds. He throws it out of bounds. Ruff was going for it. He saw a man down the court. He tried to hit him, and the ball went out of bounds. With 2 seconds to go, Sullivan inbounds the ball to Lane, and Lane shoots one from about 65 feet. It was short. At the end of the first half of exciting basketball, it's a Sullivan Redskins 41, the Atwood Hammond Rajas 35. Back here at the Arcola High School Gymnasium, where we just witnessed a real fine half of basketball by both Sullivan and Atwood Hammond. It's been the pattern for this whole tournament. The tournament started off with a 3-point ball game. We had a triple overtime 3-point ball game last night. The first ball game this evening was a good ball game. Arcola did pull away to a rather comfortable lead and held on for the win, but it was a good basketball game to watch, and certainly the first half of this game, especially from the standpoint of the Sullivan Redskins, you could hardly ask for more. Jim, are you about ready with the rundown on the scoring?
Okay, thank you, Lee. Take a look at the Redskins' 41 points. They do hold the
lead over Atwood Hammond 41-35 here at halftime. Tom Highland is the Redskins' leading scorer and also the game's leading scorer for this first half with 19 points. Tom is perfect from the free throw line, 3 out of 3 to go with his 8 field goals. So Tom has 19 points for his first half of play tonight. Johnny Dean has 5 points. Johnny failed to score in the first quarter. He had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds and a couple of layups roll off the rim for him, and they just wouldn't fall, but he got a real nice tip in that latter minutes of that second quarter. So maybe they'll start dropping for John. He has 5 points the first half and 5 rebounds. Randy Ryder has 6 points, 3 out of 4 from the field, and most of them in the 16 to 18 foot range from the head of the free throw circle. So Randy Ryder is picking up a little bit of outcourt shooting, which we need against this zone defense of Atwood. Jeff Lane hasn't scored as of yet, but he has been operating on the wing against that zone defense, and he's primarily the ball mover out there, and he hasn't had an opportunity for too many shots. John McDevitt, who started the ball game, played another outstanding first quarter, picking up 11 points, and then he also picked up his 3rd personal foul. So John did spend the last half of the second quarter on the bench with his 3rd personal. So 11 points for John McDevitt, all in the first quarter. That rounds out the 41 points for the Redskins. 19 for Tom Highland, 5 for Johnny Dean, 6 Randy Ryder, and 11 for John McDevitt.
Let's take a look at that first half of play. Sullivan defensively played man-to-man all the way and did a good job of it. Now, this Ruff has a number of points. He has 17 points. Anybody guarding him one-on-one, just like anyone guarding Tom Highland one-on-one, has their hands full. McDevitt was doing a pretty good job on him, but Ruff was just simply quite a lot bigger than John. As a matter of fact, he had him outsized, or he has him outsized by about 3 inches, and when he gets in close, he's very, very tough. Atwood has been playing a 1-2-2 zone. Sullivan's been hitting from the outside. Ryder has hit 2 or 3 from outside. Highland's hit 2 or 3 from outside. And on top of that, we have been getting the fast break. And, of course, that is a real offensive weapon against a big ball club, because if they can't get back down to set up, you get down and get that shot before they have a chance to set up, why you're more likely to get the open shot. And Sullivan's been doing that and doing it very well. And has never played better as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not saying that just because of the 19 points. That's nice. Anytime a kid can hit for 19 points, that's great. He's hit on every type. He's gotten a tip in. He's hit from outside. He's gotten the driving layup. So he's hit every kind of shot in the book. But he's done other things, too. He's come off with 5 rebounds. He's doing a real job on the defensive boards, and I have him down for 5 assists, and I don't know if that's right or not, but that has to be pretty close because he's been doing a tremendous job of feeding. Ryder, as I mentioned, has been hitting from outside at the head of the key, which is his shot, and you give him an open shot from there, and he'll hit a good share of them. McDevitt started out the ball game very hot. He got 11 points that first quarter. He didn't score the second quarter. He sat out a few minutes of the second quarter, but he did his job that first half too. And again, probably that second quarter, he was too concerned with Ruff and his defense to worry that much about the offense, because he did have his hands full. Lane hasn't scored. Now, that's a rarity as far as that's concerned, but the thing is, Jeff just hasn't had the shots. They have been covering him, and, a good basketball player, he passes off when he's covered. And Jeff has been playing a good ball game tonight. He hits the open man, and a couple of times he's picked up steals. He's been our leading as far as recoveries are concerned for the year. He leads the team in that, and he hasn't hurt himself on that tonight. He's picked up several recoveries. So Jeff Lane has been playing a good basketball game too. As I look down the Sullivan lineup, they've all played some pretty fine basketball, Jim.
As long as we can stay out of foul trouble, Lee, one thing that does bother this Atwood club, basically because of their size and a little bit of lack of speed, is a good pressure defense. And I have them down for 9 turnovers in this first half. And most of it is because of the pressure defense over 3/4 of the court. Now, John McDevitt has 3 personals. He's the only one that's really in foul trouble. Randy Ryder has 1, Johnny Dean has 2, and Jeff Lean has 2. So the foul situation isn't too bad, so I hope we can continue this pressure defense because it does have a good effect.
Yeah, one way to counteract that big man underneath is to make it tough for them to pinpoint the pass. Now, if they don't get a good pass in there, Dean is fronting Albright, and he can intercept that ball. But if they get the pinpoint pass in there, why, Albright's going to get the baskets. But our boys out in front have been putting the pressure, especially on Henderson and Arnett when he's been in there, and they haven't been able to feed the big boy like they would like to. Well, we'll be back with the second half of play after this word. Okay, the Sullivan Redskins are out there. Here comes the Atwood Hammond Rajahs, and we're ready for third quarter action. Dean has tipped the big boy from Atwood both of the jump balls starting the first and second quarter, and let's see what happens this time. Dean is a tremendous jumper as far as that's concerned, but Albright... Rough into Albright. It's knocked away by Hughes, but Hughes had a hand on Albright's arm. It'll be out of bounds, Atwood Hammond, as Hughes picks up the foul. That's the first foul on Keith Hughes. Trigger man is David Quick, and Quick is playing with 3 fouls, as is Henderson. Henderson passes the ball into Ruff. Ruff with the ball above his head. He tries to pass off. It's knocked away by Ryder. Now he finally knocks it back to Henderson. Henderson goes up from about 18 foot. Good. 41-37 as Atwood draws first blood. The ball goes along the baseline to Dean. Dean takes it right to the hoop and hits. Give Tom Highland another assist. That makes it 6 assists for Tom Highland on the ball game. Henderson brings the ball up slowly. It's 43-37 in favor of the Redskins. Henderson is looking in the post on Ruff, and Ruff makes the move on Dean, puts it in the air. Good. Ruff is playing the high post, and he wheeled off of that high post and hit. John Dean has it along the baseline. He fires, no good. The ball is tipped. As Ruff has the ball, he traveled with it. Ruff is pointing to his arm. He thinks he might have been fouled. I'll say no more about it. Tom Highland is the trigger man that comes into Lane, and Lane is at the head of the key. He hands off to Randy Ryder. Sullivan with a 4-point lead. Ryder has it the right-hand side to Highland. It comes into Lane. Lane goes up for a jumper in the free throw area. No good, but Tom Highland rebounds the ball, but he fouled Henderson. Tom Highland picked up his third foul of the ball game. On that rebound, Tom got the rebound all right, but in the process, he did commit a personal foul. David Quick will be the trigger man. Highland is on him. He's looking for an open man. He passes it into Henderson now. Way up to Ruff, and Ruff takes it across the timeline. 4-point Sullivan lead as Henderson passes into Albright as Hughes picks up another foul. That's the second foul on Keith Hughes. The third foul on the Redskins this quarter of play. It'll be out of bounds as they look way back out to David Quick. He goes into Albright, and this time it looked like Hughes got the steal, but they called another foul. It'll be out of bounds Atwood, and that can hurt because pretty soon Atwood's going to be going to the line shooting 1-on-1s on fouls of that nature. They pass the ball way into Albright, and Albright scores. As Randy Ryder brings the ball up across the timeline. It goes to Highland. Highland is looking inside to Hughes, and he's fouled by Richard Ruff. Ruff has a total of 2 fouls. It'll be out of bounds Sullivan. 43-41, Sullivan has a 1-point lead. Atwood trailed by 6 at the end of the first half of play. They picked up 4 points on the Sullivan Redskins in the opening moments of this second half. Ryder has the ball. He passes the left side to Highland. Highland's looking inside. to the head of the key to Dean. Dean makes a move. He goes up for a short jumper. He puts it in. Rolled around, but dropped in as John Dean picks up his 9th point of the evening. Atwood's having a little bit of trouble in the backcourt as Henderson takes it across the timeline. He has the ball knocked away from him by Randy Ryder, but he picks it up. Quick has the ball outside. It goes into Ruff. Ruff goes up. He threw it away. He was looking for Albright underneath, but he threw it away. Tom Highland is on the drive. He puts the ball up. It's no good. Rebound, David Quick. Tom did force that a little bit, but he hit a couple of those the first half, so we won't blame him too much. Ruff has the ball inside, and he hits. He was working against John Dean that particular time, and John was afraid of picking up that 4th foul, as well he should be, so Ruff did get the basket. Ryder has the ball, working against Quick. He's at the head of the key. Now Highland has it. To Lane. It goes into Dean. Back out to Lane. Lane goes up from 18. It's no good. Rebound, Richard Ruff. Atwood with a chance to tie the ball game up as Henderson brings it up across the timeline. He's met there by Randy Ryder. It goes to Jay. Jay is looking for an open man. It goes out the head of the key to Ruff. Inside to Albright. Albright puts it in the air. It's a tie game. 45-45 as Albright ties it up. That's 18 points for Albright as Sullivan wants a timeout with 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter.
When it comes to storing, buying, and selling of grain, why not...
Sullivan has the basketball. Tom Highland with the ball outside. He's looking for an open man. He passes to McDivitt, who's back in the ball game for Hughes. Now Sullivan moves back outside. It's to McDivitt on the right-hand side. Atwood is in a man-to-man defense. It goes back out to Ryder. Ryder's driving into the free throw area. He scoops it up, and he's fouled by Albright. Randy Ryder will be at the line shooting 2. Tie ball game. It's 45-45, and we have slightly over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter as Randy Ryder steps to the line. He'll be shooting 2. Ryder's hitting on 71% of his free throws on the year. He has the basketball. He's bouncing it now, eyes the hoop. It's on its way. It is short. He gets a second one. Atwood has outscored the Sullivan Redskins by a total of 6 points. This second half of play, Ryder hits the second one. 46-45 as Sullivan regains the lead. The ball goes up to Ruff, now back out to Henderson. Goes into Albright along the baseline. Albright scores. 47-46 in favor of Atwood as Tom Highland brings it up across the timeline. They lobbed that ball to Albright, and he simply put it in. 3:40 to go in this 3rd quarter play as Ryder fires from the side. No good. Tom Highland gets a rebound, puts it in the air. No good. John Dean gets a rebound. It's good. 48-47 in favor of the Redskins as John Dean picked up an offensive rebound and 2 points. John has a total of 11 points on the evening. The ball goes into Ruff. Ruff tries to feed underneath to Jay, and Jay hits it. I said try because the ball was batted away, but it was batted right into Jay's hands, and he hit it from along the baseline. 49-48 in favor of the Rajahs. It goes in the corner to John Dean. Back out to Ryder, to Highland at the head of the key. The right-hand side to Lane. Back out to Highland. Highland inside to Dean. Dean fakes his man, goes rebound, Quick loses it out of bounds. It's Sullivan's basketball. A 1-point Atwood lead as Tom Highland is calling off the play. It'll come into Lane on this side. Jeff's really covered, though. He passed the ball back out to Ryder, and Ryder moves between the circles. He's dribbling the ball in place. The left-hand side to Lane. Lane sets on one from 20. It bounces no good as Albright comes off with the ball. He passes off to Henderson, and Henderson takes it up. A 49-48 Atwood lead. Henderson moves the ball to the right-hand side to Quick. Quick with the ball above his head. Now Henderson has it to Quick. Quick is looking inside as he has the ball. The ball is knocked away, picked up by Sullivan as Tom Highland made a beautiful save. Going out of bounds, he tipped that ball back in left-handed, and Ryder has it. Sullivan with a chance to take the lead as McDivitt has the ball. He's going up from about 8 foot. It is short. Tom Highland with the rebound. He's going up underneath. No good block as the ball is picked up by Jay. Way up court to Ruff, and Ruff charges. Oh my. Stands up. I called it a little bit quick. He called that Foul on Randy Ryder. Atwood has the ball, 49-48. I guess Ruff's going to go up the line. That's a bad call. Ruff so far tonight has a total of 21 points, a chance to make it 22 or 3. He missed it, though, as Tom Highland picked off the rebound. He's bringing it up across the timeline. He's at the head of the key along the baseline to McDivitt as McDivitt charges Albright. Again, it will be Atwood's ball. Atwood still has a 1-point lead and the basketball as Henderson brings it up across the timeline. There's 1 minute and 50 seconds to go in this third quarter of play. It goes into Ruff. Ruff underneath to Jay. Jay lays it up. Good. 51-48 as Atwood takes a 3-point lead. Randy Ryder brings it across the timeline. He's out between the circles. To the right-hand side to McDivitt. McDivitt works in underneath to Highland. Highland goes up for a shot, bounces, no good. Rebound, Ryder, it's good. Only give that basket to Jeff Lane. 51-50 in favor of Atwood as Henderson brings it up against Ryder. He tries to pass in, he does. Pass into Ruff. Ruff underneath to Quick, and Quick travel with the basketball. Lane violation. My mistake. 51-50 in favor of Atwood with 1:10 to go in the third quarter of play. Sullivan has the basketball. A chance to take the lead if we can convert this time down court. Ryder with the ball. Randy has it between the circles to the right-hand side to McDivitt. The corner to John Dean. Way back out to Ryder. Working it around. Highland has it. It goes into John Dean. Dean puts it in the air. It's good. 52-51 as John Dean hit from about 8 foot. Sullivan pressing in the backcourt, but Jay gets it across the timeline. Way across to David Quick with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Henderson has the ball. Quick now has it, and Quick's going to fire from way outside. No good as John Dean comes off with the ball. Ryder has it. 30 seconds to go, and my guess is, well, let's see. Ryder's going. He's going for the hoop. He lays it up. It's good. And there's a foul on the defensive man as Ryder gets the basket. Ruff is going the other way, but okay. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but one of them called a foul on... All right, they called a foul on Randy Ryder. But it sure appeared to pointed to the boy on the floor. I think Randy charged him as far as that's concerned. Ruff is at the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. We still have 30 seconds to go in the ball game, but Ryder has picked up his third foul. So Sullivan's playing with 3 boys with 3 fouls and 1 with 4, and Ruff misses the free throw. The ball comes to Tom Highland. Highland had a notion but didn't take it. Sullivan apparently is going to go for one shot with 15 seconds to go. McDivitt with the basketball. Lane with it now. He looks at the clock. There's 10 seconds to go. He's dribbling this side to McDivitt with 5 seconds to go as there's a steal by Atwood as Ruff drives for the lay-in. Ruff scores in the final 2 seconds of play as Atwood pulls to within 1.
The bank that does more for people. Your First National Bank of Sullivan.
Atwood got the tip as Quick has the ball. He's looking inside now, back out to Henderson. Henderson inside to Ruff. Ruff turns and faces the basket. Henderson fires from about 20. It's good. 55-54 in favor of Atwood as Randy Ryder brings it up across the timeline. 6'5" Quick is on Ryder. It goes to Highland on the right wing. Inside to Dean. Dean puts it in the air. It bounces no good as Ruff goes high in the air for that basketball. He hands off to Henderson, and Henderson's taking it up against Randy Ryder. He's working between the circles. Now he goes into Ruff. Ruff goes up for a short jumper. It's short as John Dean. Well, let's give that rebound to Randy Ryder. He took it away from John. Way across the timeline. Randy's driving for the layup. He puts it up. It's no good. Highland gets the rebound. He goes up for a shot. It's no good. Rebound comes off in the hands of Atwood's Henderson. 55-54 in favor of Atwood as Quick has the basketball. He's on the left wing. It comes back out the head of the key to Henderson. Henderson almost has that ball stolen. It goes under to Ruff, and Ruff lays it up good. Atwood moves out ahead by 3 points, 57-54, as Ryder brings it across the timeline. It goes to Highland. Highland inside to Lane. Lane goes up for a short one. It's good. Jeff Lane pulls Sullivan to within 1. It's 57-56 as Henderson brings it up against Randy Ryder. Now to the left-hand side to Jay. Jay into Ruff. Ruff is looking for Albright. Back out to Quick. It's a 1-point Atwood lead as David Quick has the ball. It goes to Jay. Jay with the ball above his head on the right wing. He's looking inside to Albright. Albright goes up for a short jumper. It's short, and John Dean comes off the ball. It's stolen by Albright. He puts it up, and no good. Dean comes off the ball, and now Sullivan has the ball as McDevitt holds it up. Highland has it. Highland passes inside to Dean. Dean goes up for a short jumper. It's good. 58-57 in favor of Sullivan as John Dean picked up his 15th point of the evening and give Highland another assist. Quick brings it across. He has it now. It goes into Ruff. It's knocked back out, and Henderson picks it up to David Quick. It's way outside as Sullivan playing a man-to-man defense. Henderson is looking for the shot. He passes it to Albright. Albright back to Henderson. Henderson on the left wing. He drives the baseline. He goes up for the shot. It's knocked away by Ryder out of bounds. It will be Atwood's ball. Randy Ryder on a good bit of defensive work. Hall, let's see. It comes into Albright. Albright puts it in the air. Good. 59-58 in favor of Atwood as Lane loses the ball to Albright. Albright picks it up. It knocked away from him. Now Quick has the basketball. He's in the backcourt. He brings it across the timeline. The ball is almost stolen by Sullivan. It is stolen by Sullivan. There's a strap at the half court, and there's a jump ball. There may be a foul. We'll see. It looks like there may be a foul on Ruff. Ruff's on his knees again, but apparently the foul was on Ruff. There had to be a foul on somebody out there the way everybody is scrapping for the ball, and Ruff just happened to pick it up. Ruff is asking the official if it's a foul, but it is, and that's the third one on Ruff. It comes into Ryder as Sullivan has a chance to take the lead. Hughes is back in the ball game for McDevitt. Highland from way outside, it's good. 60-59 as Tom Highland picks up his 24th point of the evening, his first point of the second half. Ruff is going 2-on-1 on Hughes, and he threw it out of bounds. It went off the hands of Albright. Sullivan with a 1-point lead. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this ball game. Sullivan has the basketball. Randy Ryder brings it up across the timeline. It's to the left-hand side to Lane. Lane almost loses it out of bounds. He keeps it on the dribble. It goes into Dean. Dean back. Well, he's in trouble. Now Lane has it. It's almost stolen. Lane is dribbling out of trouble now. They were two-timing Jeff Lane, but he dribbled out of trouble and he handed it off to Randy Ryder. He's at the head of the circle. It goes to the right side to Lane. Inside to Lane. Puts one up. Good. It went to the side to Highland. He fed Lane, and Lane hit another one. That's a total of 6 points for Jeff Lane, but they've been this second half, and they've been big ones. Ruff has the ball. He's working against John Dean. He's going for the layup. No good, but John picks up his fourth foul. 62-59 in favor of the Redskins, as John Dean now is in foul trouble. Pardon me, that's only 3. Good deal. Okay, Ruff's at the line. He's going to be shooting 2. 62-59, he hits the first one. 62-60 in favor of the Redskins. Ruff gets a second. He puts it on its way. It is also good. 62-61 in favor of the Redskins as Highland inbounds the ball to Randy Ryder with exactly 4 minutes to go in the ball game. It comes to this left side to Lane. Inside to Highland. Highland, a short jumper. It's good. 64-61 as Tom Highland picks up his 23rd point of the evening. Sullivan's pressing in the backcourt. The ball goes way down to Quick. Almost stolen there. Now he picks it up. He hands off to Henderson. Henderson's moving down the side. He's underneath to Albright. Albright scores. He's going to score when he gets the ball in that close. 1 point Sullivan lead. 3 minutes and a half to go in the ball game as Randy Ryder brings it up. He's dribbling outside of the defense. He goes into the free throw area. He works it under to Hughes. Hughes puts it in the air. It's no good. Dean tips the ball. Tips it again. Goes up for a short jumper. It is no good. Rebound Highland, no good. Randy Ryder puts it up. No good, but he gets 2 shots. We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this ball game as Ryder will be at the line shooting 2. Randy hits 71% from the line on the year as there's timeout on the court.
I believe these Redskins are really scrapping out there. They've actually out-rebounded this big Atwood squad. They out-rebounded them 2 in the first half, 3 in the third quarter, and they're ahead of them by 4 this quarter. So they're really working out there.
Ryder puts it on its way. It's short. Little short. Randy will get a second one. 64-63. 1 point Sullivan lead. As Ryder puts this one on its way, it is good. 65-63. As Quick picked up that last foul, and that's 4 for 6'5" David Quick. Henderson passes the ball into Ruff. Ruff has the ball at the head of the key along the baseline to Albright. Albright hits. 65-65 as Albright has a total of 26 points. Randy Ryder has the ball. It goes to Highland. Highland's looking inside. It goes back to Ryder. To Lane. Lane looks inside, but there's no opening. Randy has it. Along the baseline to Dean. Dean fires, and it's no good. David Quick comes off with the rebound. Tie ball game as Henderson brings it up against Ryder. Passes to Ruff. Ruff drives for the layup. It's no good. Rebound comes off in the hands of Jeff Lane, who's playing a real fine basketball game. Lane brings it up across the timeline. It comes to Highland. Highland's working in the free throw area. He goes up for a short jumper. He misses everything. It's out of bounds. McDevitt comes into the ball game for Hughes. Atwood has the basketball with 2:20 to go in the ball game. It's a tie game. Henderson has the ball in the backcourt. He passed the ball way up court to Ruff. McDevitt has Ruff. Henderson has it. It goes into Albright. Albright works under for a short jumper. It's no good. Quick rebounds the ball in. 67-65 in favor of Atwood as Randy Ryder brings it up with exactly 2 minutes left on the clock. It goes to Tom Highland. Highland goes, passes to Dean. It gets away from John. Goes almost out of bounds. Atwood has it. Atwood has the ball as Henderson is fouled by Randy Ryder. Henderson was driving the baseline, and again, Ryder looked like he might have had defensive position, but the foul was called on Randy. There's timeout on the court. Okay, we're back here at the Arcola High School Gymnasium where we're witnessing a real fine basketball game. At the present time, there's 1:50 to go in the ball game. Atwood has a 2-point lead as Henderson will be at the line with a chance to extend that 2-point lead. Be pressure free throws. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1 as he was fouled by Randy Ryder as he was driving down the left sideline. The boys are moving back out on the court, so we're just about ready for the final minute and 50 seconds of play. Henderson's waiting at the line. The boys are now lined up along the free throw line. Henderson's being handed the ball, and these pressure free throws are a shot. He eyes the hoop. He puts it on its way. It's way short, but it bounces no good as Dean comes off with the ball. It goes to McDevitt, and McDevitt is across the timeline. Lane, it has it in the corner. Back to McDevitt, to Highland. Highland is at the head of the key. He's going to work one-on-one on Henderson. Now it goes to Lane. Back out to Highland. Goes inside to McDevitt. McDevitt works himself under for a shot. And that ball, they tipped the net again, Jim. But it's no doesn't matter. We don't get the basket. Henderson has it, puts it in the air. It's good. 69-65 as Sullivan is on the attack. Highland has it. He goes up from outside. It's good, and he's fouled. 69-67 as Tom Highland picks up his 25th point of the evening. He's going to be at the line shooting 1. A chance to pull the Redskins to within 1 if he can convert. He's hitting on around 85% for the year. 1 minute to play in this ball game. As Highland eyes it, it's on its way. It's good. 69-68 in favor of Atwood. Henderson has the ball. Almost stolen. Ruff has it now at the free throw area. Back to Henderson. Henderson's driving, has the ball knocked away from him. He loses it out of bounds. It's Sullivan's ball. Well, fans, we have 1 minute exactly to go in this basketball game. Sullivan trails by a total of 1 point as Tom Highland brings it up. He's at the head of the key. He's working. He goes up for one from 18. It's no good. Rebound comes off in the hands of Ruff. Passes back to Quick. 50 seconds to go as Jay has it. Way across to Henderson. Henderson way this side to Jay. Sullivan almost steals it as Tom Highland knocks the ball away out of bounds with 40 seconds to go. It's still a 1 point ball game. Atwood Hammond in the lead. Quick will be the trigger man. Got the ball way above his head. He threw it back across the court. Randy Ryder has it. He goes up for a short jumper and he's fouled. He missed it, but he's going to be at the line shooting too. That foul was on Henderson. The 4th foul on Henderson. We have 4 boys now on the court with 4 fouls. Henderson, Quick of Atwood, McDevitt, and Ryder of the Sullivan Redskins. Randy Ryder will be at the line with a chance to tie the ball game and possibly put the Redskins in the lead. 69-68. Ryder is at the line. He gets 2. He eyes it. He puts it on its way. It's tied yet. 69-69. Atwood wants a timeout. Okay, Randy Ryder puts Sullivan in the lead, and now Atwood has the basketball. It goes to Jay on the side. It's knocked away. Quick picks up the basketball. It goes into Albright. Albright wheels, puts it in the air. It's no good, but he's fouled by John Dean. 20 seconds to go. Albright will be at the line. He'll be shooting 2. Albright tonight has had another fine night. He has 26 points on the evening as Sullivan wants a timeout. Okay, we're ready for the final 20 seconds of action in this ball game. Sullivan leads 70-69. When play is resumed, Albright's going to be at the line, and he will be shooting 2 as he was fouled by John Dean. And I can't help but think that was a good foul. Now, that's the 4th foul on John, but Albright's been hitting them from the 2 and 3 foot distance all evening long, and I can't help but think it was a good foul. Albright now will have to hit them from at least 15 foot. So we'll see what happens. The boys are moving back out on the court now as Albright is at the line. Sullivan's lining up along the free throw line, and Albright will be shooting the first of the pressure free throws. He has the basketball now. He's bouncing the ball. He's eyeing the hoop. He puts it on its way. It is short. He gets a second one. He still gets a chance to tie up the basketball game. He's bouncing it. Now he's putting it on its way. It is good. Bounced around, good. As Sullivan has 20 seconds, and they'll go for one shot. Coach Wagner is signaling one shot. Highland has it. He's working underneath. Now to Dean. He has the free throw area. He goes up for a jumper. It bounces. No good. Dean tips. No good. Dean gets a rebound. It comes off. Ryder puts it in the air. Bounces. No good. As Ruff has the basketball with 2 seconds to go. It's going to be an overtime, fans. Back to you, Jeff. Okay, we're ready for the overtime as the ball is in the air, and John Dean gets a tip this time. Highland has it. He brings it across the timeline. He's at the head of the key working against Henderson. The right-hand side to Dean. Back out to Highland. Highland is looking with the ball above his head. It goes into McDevitt. McDevitt goes up for a shot. It's bounced away by, blocked by Ruff, picked up by Henderson. Away ahead to Quick, as Quick picks up the basketball. Now he hands it to Henderson. Henderson's working to the right-hand side. It goes into Ruff. Ruff is being 2-timed in the post now. Back out to Henderson. To Quick. Quick has the ball to Henderson. Looking inside to Ruff. Way it goes to Albright on the side. Back to Henderson. Henderson's looking inside. It goes to Ruff. Ruff wheels on John McDevitt. He puts up a short jumper. It's no good as John Dean goes high in the air to get that basketball. Highland has it now with 2 minutes to go. Highland is working against Henderson. He's working inside. He goes up for the short jumper. It's no good as there's a foul on the rebound. Ruff is fouled by John McDivitt, and McDivitt has fouled out of the game. So with 2 minutes to go, John McDivitt fouls out of the ball game. It's still a tie basketball game as Ruff, the 6'2 senior for Atwood Hammond, goes to the line. Has a total of 27 points tonight. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. 2 minutes left in this first overtime. Jim, I don't know if I can take many more of these overtimes or not. Okay, Ruff is at the line, and I think they're going to let him shoot it after a while. The referee's just standing there. Okay, now they're handing the ball to Ruff, and Ruff will be shooting a 1-and-1. He puts it on its way. It is good. 71-70 in favor of Atwood. Richard Ruff gets the second one, and he is Ruff. This one's no good as Hughes comes off with that rebound. 71-70 as Tom Highland has the basketball. Highland hands off to Randy Ryder. Ryder is at the head of the key. It goes to this side to Lane. Lane is looking inside. It goes to the right-hand side, the head of the key. Bean to Ryder. To this side to Highland. Highland fires from 18. It's good. 72-71 as Sullivan takes the lead. Henderson has it. He's working on Ryder. He loses the ball. Ryder picks it up way ahead to Tom Highland. Highland's going to drive for the lay-in. It's no good, but he is really cleaned by Quick. I don't know, Quick appeared like he didn't think he did it, but he floored Tom Highland. That's 5 fouls on Quick, and Highland's going to be at the line shooting 2. Sullivan has a 1-point lead as Highland will be at the line. Highland was driving for that lay-in, and Quick just, well, lowered the boom, I guess is a good way to put it. Tom's waiting out there, hands on the hips. He's the guy to have at the free throw line if we're going to have one, because he hits 85% on the year. The Atwood has to make a substitution. Okay, Hall's coming into the ball game for Atwood. 1:30 to go in the ball game as Sullivan has a 1-point lead, as a chance for Tom Highland to extend it to 2 or 3 points if he can convert here. He's going to get his chance right now. He has the basketball. He eyes the hoop. He puts it on its way. It's short. He gets a second one. This is a big one. This one's on its way. This one is good. Nothing but the net. 73-71 as Atwood is being pressed in the backcourt. Ruff has it. It was tipped away. Henderson has it now. Henderson runs Randy Ryder into Richard Ruff. So Ruff will be at the line shooting a 1-and-1, and Randy Ryder comes to the sideline. A real tough break for the Sullivan Redskins as Ryder has played a whale of the ball game. He got a pick out near center court by Richard Ruff, and Randy simply didn't see him. Ruff will be at the line shooting a 1-and-1. Atwood trails by 2 points as Watts will come into the ball game for Randy Ryder. 1:20 to go in the basketball game. Ruff will have a chance to tie up the game. 73-71. We're in overtime. These are pressure free throws. Ruff, the last time up the line, missed the shot. So let's see what happens this time. This one's on its way. This one's no good as Highland gets the rebound. He passes to Watson. It's right back to Highland with 1 minute to go. Sullivan has a 2-point lead as Highland has the basketball. He passes the side to Lane. Lane is working the ball. It goes to this side to Watts. Back out to Highland. Just stand there, Tom. He's working against Henderson. He goes up for a short jumper. It bounces good. 75-71 as Atwood trails by 4 with 50 seconds to go as Ruff brings it across the timeline as Highland steals it. He lays it up. Good. 77-71. Sullivan pressing in the backcourt. 40 seconds to go as Atwood wants a timeout. Back to you, Jeff.
Lee, this is another one of those ball games. We thought we'd seen enough of these overtimes last night. I hope this one doesn't go 3, Lee.
Hey, one's enough, Jim. One is enough. Atwood's coming back out on the court, and they pulled some heroics last night, but I don't think they're going to do it tonight. Hughes is back in the ball game as, let's see, it's a full court press as Sullivan is pressing in the backcourt. Henderson has it. Ruff has it. Along the baseline to Hall. Hall goes up for a shot. No good. Tipped by Albright. Good. 7-73. The ball comes into Tom Highland. He's being two-timed in the backcourt. Now way down court to Watts. As Watts picks it up on the dribble. He's dribbling. He's going to be fouled. Watts is fouled by Hall. Well, I'd have liked to have seen a little bit more time run off the clock there, but I tell you, David Watts is a pretty good free throw shooter. He's hitting 71% from the line. He had 13 in a row early in the year. And if we can hit these two free throws, things will look good for the Redskins. It's a 1-and-1, however. He has to hit the first one to get the second one. Real pressure free throw. It's on its way. It is no good. Rebound comes off, and oh my. A foul on Keith Hughes as Richard Ruff will be at the line shooting a 1-and-1. It wasn't a good foul on Keith because Ruff had the rebound position, and that's the only thing that could really hurt us to get 2 points without any time elapsing on the clock. Sullivan still has a 4-point lead. It's 77-73. We have about 18 seconds left in this first overtime as Ruff is at the line. He eyes the hoop. He puts it on its way. It is good. 77-74 as Coach Wagner wants a timeout.
Well, Lee, this one's going right down the wire. We thought we had a fairly comfortable lead until that foul on Richard Ruff on that rebound. If he makes both of these, that's a 2-point ball game with about 18 seconds to go. So we've still got some basketball to go, Lee.
Okay, Ruff is at the line in a real key situation here. He eyes the hoop. He puts it on its way. It's good. 77-75 as Atwood wants timeout. Okay, we're back here with 18 seconds to go yet. It seems like that clock hasn't moved in the last 10 minutes, but we still have 18 seconds to go. Atwood.
WFWA, Sullivan, Arthur, Illinois.
18 seconds to go. I'm trailing by 2 points. And my guess is we're going to try to get that ball into Tom Highland. And, of course, they're going to try to keep us from getting it into Tom Highland. Lane will be the trigger man as the ball does come into Tom Highland. He's in the backcourt. He's being two-timed. He gets across the timeline. Way down the court to John Dean. Dean with the ball, and he is fouled by Albright. With 10 seconds to go, John Dean's going to be at the line shooting 2. 1-and-1, my foot. The official is calling out a 1-and-1, and I don't understand it. All right, John Dean's at the line as Atwood wants a timeout. Okay, we're back here at the Arcola High School Gymnasium where the fans on both sides have been treated to quite a basketball game. Sullivan is in the lead, 77-75. We have 10 seconds showing on the clock. John Dean will be at the line shooting a 1-and-1, and the one thing we want to avoid is fouling on this rebound. If there is a rebound. Well, I guess the one thing we want to avoid is having a rebound. Okay, Dean will be at the line. John's hitting 63% from the line on the year. He started out rather slowly, but has picked up as the season has gone along. He has the basketball right now. He's eyeing the hoop. It's on its way. It's good. 78-75 in favor of the Redskins. We don't want to foul now, and I'm sure that's what Coach Wagner is telling the boys. This second is good also. 79-75 as Jay has it. He throws it into Albright, and there's a foul before the shot. The foul is on John Dean. That's 5 fouls on John Dean. As Coach Wagner is looking down the bench, that was the one thing that we didn't want, but at the same time, John was just simply battling for that basketball. 4-point Sullivan lead, and into the ball game comes Roger Burchard, I believe. Okay, he's talking to Burchard, so Burchard's going to come into the ball game. Albright will be at the line shooting some pressure free throws. Even if he hits them both, if we can get the ball into Tom Highland, of course they're gonna foul him immediately. But that would be the thing that we hope to happen. Well, now Burchard is going out on the court. He's calling a timeout, so it's timeout on the court. Okay, we're back to the final 3 seconds of action. Albright will be at the line, shooting 2. The score is 79-75 in favor of the Redskins. Well, did he say a one-shot foul? Okay, 1 and bonus. Albright shooting a 1 and bonus. He has the ball now. He eyes the hoop. It's on its way. It is good. 79-76 in favor of the Redskins. As Albright gets a second one. He's eyeing the hoop. It's on its way. This one is short, bounces good. Sullivan takes the ball out of bounds. The ball comes into Watts. Watts is dribbling. He's fouled. He's fouled with 3 seconds to go as Dave Watts will be at the line. There definitely was a smart play on the part of Atwood Hammond to foul Sullivan as soon as the pass is made in, and Watts will be at the line. Dave's standing there waiting. He's ready. Let's see. I don't know how they're going to line up. Sullivan's not going to line up at the free throw line at all. Watts is there all by his lonesome as Sullivan is back on defense. They want to try to avoid that long pass and the quick basket. They'll try to get that ball down to Richard Ruff. I have an idea. Watts, no good. Albright throws it a mile. It's tipped away, and there's a foul, and the foul is on Tom Holland. Richard Ruff will be at the line shooting a 1 and 1. Okay, unbelievable happenings here, fans, but with 1 second showing on the clock, Ruff will be at the line shooting a 1 and 1. He needs both of them to tie the basketball game. It's 79-77. Ruff so far tonight has a total of how many? 30 points. It's on its way, 31 points. He gets a second one. It is on its way. It is no good. Rebound. Albright puts it in the air. It's no good. Yes! Sullivan wins it 79-78 as Ruff is going completely insane out there. Ruff is trying to get at the official, which is typical of the way he's been all evening. The fans, Sullivan won the ball game 79-78. We'll be back in 1 minute. You can bring spring in.
Well, fans, a real exciting end to a real exciting ball game. We almost had a little action on the floor after the ball game was over, but pretty well straightened out now, and the final score still stands. The Sullivan Redskins 79, and the Atwood Hammond Rod Dogs 78. Lee?
Okay, I have Coach Wagner here. I know he's anxious, very anxious to get down to the dressing room with the kids. But Larry, I couldn't let you get away. He's shaking hands all around here. This is a ball game.
It's a well-played ball game. Both teams. It's just a shame that one of us had to lose, and I thought it was probably the best game of the tournament by far.
Okay, now I'm going to disagree with you there. I think it would have been a shame if we'd have lost it, and a shame if Atwood had won it. You saw what happened on the floor afterwards. 2 Atwood boys were struggling to get at the official over there, which isn't exactly what the game's all about. It was was a team effort again tonight, Larry. A great team effort.
It sure was. I thought we got real good play the second half from Johnny Dean. Tom Highland, I think, had 19 points the first half. That Cotton Picker wouldn't even put the ball up the second half. We put him in all the positions, and he had a real hot hand, and he just wasn't looking for the shot. But, of course, that's how he plays. He's really just like the rest of the players. He's a team man. He hits the open man when he's open. And Johnny Dean played an exceptional game on the boards. He battled the heck out of them big kids. And when you're an average of 6 or 7 inches smaller than the other team, you really got to commend our kids on the way they played. Johnny McDivitt, super the first quarter. Keith Hughes came in, did a pretty good job for us. Well, they all played well.
Hey, listen, Highland played the best ball game he's ever played in his life. I don't know what he got that second half, and I couldn't care less. I had him down for 5 or 6 assists, and I just kept keeping track. He played a tremendous ball game. Rebounding, feeding, defensively, you name it, and he did it. And you mentioned John. John was battling the boards against this Albright, and Bill's much bigger than him, and doing a tremendous job. Jim, how many rebounds? Figure up.
Got it.
Okay, he says, I got it. But he had to have a smear of them because he was getting offensive rebounds all that second half. Larry, I'm not going to keep you because I know where you want to go. Thanks a lot for coming by.
Thank you, Lee.
Okay, we'll return with the post-game show in 1 minute. Jim, we're going to be back here tomorrow night, and one thing that I regret just a little bit, I'm not going to be around school tomorrow to take part in the festivities because I'm sure that everybody's going to be higher than a kite at Sullivan High School, and they ought to be because the boys played a tremendous basketball game. I'm going to turn it over to you for a rundown on the scoring. Final words.
Well, Lee, I don't think there's any way the boys could have played much better basketball. They out-rebounded the taller Atwood Hammond team 33-23 as I have it. That's 10 rebounds. And when you're operating against 6'8", 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", and our tallest boy is 6'2", there's just no way to describe it but just plain good hard work. And the boys played probably the best basketball game that they have played all year, and we're hoping for another one tomorrow night, Lee.
Well, fans, that wraps it up here from the Arcola High School Gymnasium. If you haven't seen the boys play this year, tomorrow night would be a great night to come out and see them. But if you can't be here, be sure and be with Jim and I here on WFWA-FM for the play-by-play. This wraps it up for this time from the Arcola High School Gymnasium, where the Redskins defeated the Atwood Hammond Rajas in as an exciting a ball game as you could ask for. Final score 79-78. This is Lee Griesemer along with Jim Bales sending you back to our WFWA-FM studio.
Well, there you have tonight's Sullivan Redskin basketball game. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Tonight's action has been brought to you by the First National Bank of Sullivan, Dean's Greenhouse, B&B Construction, the Index and Lantern Shop, Lehman and Jivitt and IGA, Monical's Pizza, Bill Graven Insurance, Graber Cash and Carry and Graber Construction,